Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I was looking at Amazon and I thought, what would I build right now using my budget? What would I like? Knowing that Intel has come out with some stuff or some CPUs, and NVIDIA coming out with video cards, and then some decently priced video cards. Whenever they came out with the GTXs, the RTXs, a bit way too expensive for me. And then with the promise of AMD and the Ryzen 3000, which looks like it's going to be pretty decent, but not knowing what Navi's going to be, which is their GPUs. So I started thinking, well, maybe the safe bet to do would be don't worry about getting a Ryzen 3000 GPU or CPU, because they get their 2000 series is pretty good with their 450 boards, but their GPU has a chance of being something really decent Navi. Something might be really decent. There's a hope. But NVIDIA's got that really nice video card, that 1660 Ti, which is not that bad a price to me. And it's got about the power of what I want to have. So I'm thinking, well, if I take the chance and put a lower end video card inside of it, then maybe I can upgrade it within 3 to 6 months. And if Navi doesn't pan out, I can always go with the NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti. So I thought, okay, let's do it that way. So that's what I did. Now, I know that my budget is different than what other people's budget is, but I am not an outlandish person on budgets. I think value for money is a great thing. Things that make things work better deserve more money put at them than other things. So therefore, I try to come up with a well-rounded system. It's $1,040 in the US, and in Canada it is $1,396, which is not that bad for the system that I built. Definitely better than my den computer, and not quite as good as my studio computer. So it's somewhere in the middle, but I could use it for both, no problem. Just have to wait a little bit longer when rendering videos. But that's not too bad. So I guess let's start with what we got. And what I have on here first is the US system. So this might take a few minutes to get through this one because I got a little bit something to say on everything. Of course, that's kind of normal for me. That's the way my family is. We talk a lot. But if you listen, you might get something out of it. Or you'll just hear the same thing over and over again. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. Anyway, so on Amazon US, now I do not have affiliate links. I just put links in so that people can find them. I get nothing. And that's on anything that I do, on everything that I've done so far, and will do in the future, unless I say differently. No affiliate links. So links for Amazon will be in the show notes for Amazon Canada and Amazon US. And let's get at it. And I didn't want to go with a really inexpensive case, but still didn't want something too expensive. And so what I found was a Deepcool Matrix 55. You get it two ways, one with 3 RGB fans and one without any fans at all. I went with the no fans at all, and then That cost $45.99. And then with the difference, I got 5 fans. They are Arctic P12 PWM fans. They're 120 millimeter, and these ones are all black. The ones that I showed you on my channel, because I really like these fans, they're quiet, they work very well, and they're static pressure fans. These ones, so you can put them on anything you want. You can put them on AIOs, you can put them on the front of your computer, top, bottom, and they'll work well. And like I say, $27.99 for 5 of them, and they're all black. Can't go wrong there. Now, the power supply is an EVGA 650 watt 80 plus gold, and it does have the CPU power and the 24 pin wires on them, or cables on them. Well, you have to use those anyway, no matter what computer you're using or motherboard you're using. So it's okay if they're attached. But all the other ones, you can pick and choose by how many things you put inside of it, and only put in the ones that you need. So the rest is modular. And it's $88.99 US. Now, the motherboard is the ROG Strix B450F Gaming. And I have the 350F Gaming, and it works really well. And so I figured that's a nice motherboard, and it's ATX size, and it's $129.99. So that's a decent system, and it's still $129.99. Now the CPU I went with was the AMD Ryzen 7 2700. I did not get the 2700X because it is about $70 more. And you can overclock it and get pretty darn close to that frequency, maybe 100 or 200 megahertz less, and save some money. Now, I got into AIOs, which is all-in-one coolers for the liquid coolers for the CPUs. And I really like them. It seems quieter and everything, and seems to run lower temps and stuff. And I think that's better for your CPU. Because I know heat is always a bad thing on electronics. 45 years now, I know heat's a bad thing on electronics, no matter what it is. So the cooler the better for me. So I have a Deepcool Captain 240, and it's running right now in the background, nice and quiet. And I've got 4 of those Arctic P12 PWM fans running also. So I got like 6 fans running in the background. Nice and quiet. So that's great. And this is the new one. This one's the Pro that I'm looking at here. And it's got RGB fans in this one. And they changed the pump a little bit. They changed the impeller a little bit. Which made the flow rate better through the radiator, and they put a bladder in the radiator to make it leak proof, so it's guaranteed to be leak proof. That's pretty darn good for $119.99. And I like what I've got. I've been using it for almost a year now. Works great. So why not? Next thing, memory. This is where it differs. The only thing that's different between the one in Canada and the one in the United States is the memory, because in the States you can get different memory than you can get in Canada. So the Patriot Viper Steel DDR4 16 gigabyte kit, so it's 2 8 gig sticks, it's 3000 megahertz. But I went and looked on it, and they have it set up in XMP to run at 3200 megahertz. So it's one of the profiles on XMP, and so that means you can overclock it a little bit. So there's one of 2 things you can do. You can put it up to the 3200 megahertz and kind of leave it run the way it's supposed to in there, because that's overclocking it, or you can leave it at the 3000 megahertz XMP, and then tighten your memory timings. You could actually try it both ways. See which one does better for you, and then whichever one gives you the most performance and the most stability, leave it at that. That's what I would do. I like overclocking. And again, on the CPU too, of course. Something that's stable. Biggest thing, stable. And you can use every day. Now, I think I said the memory was $89.99, I'm pretty sure. US. And now the video card. Video card that I got, like I said, not spending a lot of money on it. It's the PowerColor Red Dragon Radeon RX 570 4GB. $134.99. I forgot to look to see if the games still come with it, those 2 free games, but I will check and put it in the show notes. Sorry about that. Now, the storage. First, boot drive. Boot drive. Samsung 970 EVO Plus 500 GB NVMe M.2 drive. Difference between the Plus and the non-Plus version is the Plus is between 60 and 80% faster than the non-Plus. It cost $2 more in Canada for the difference. So I thought, that's pretty good for $2. So I didn't bother checking in the States what the price was for the non-Plus version, because I put the Plus version in the thing. But I doubt very much it's any much different in price. Probably only $2-3, something to that effect, I would imagine. And again, 500 gigabyte, $126.69. And then for the storage drive, Kingston A400 SSD, 480 gigabyte, and it is $49.99. Now that's to get you started. That's almost a terabyte of storage to get you started, and then you can do whatever you want after. You can put in another SSD, or you can swap out the SSD for something different. That NVMe drive, that's like awesome. Never have to worry about that. But what I would do is I would put in something extra and not take out what's there, because both those are good. So that's $1,040 US for that. And now let's get to the Canadian one, which is $1,396 Canadian on Amazon.ca. And the same case. Deepcool Matrix 55, no fans, $69.99. The Arctic fans, all black, P12, PWM. The value pack, 5 of them, $39.89. Canadian. Same power supply, EVGA 650, 80 plus gold, semi-modular, $100.85. The motherboard is the Asus ROG Strix B450 F gaming motherboard for $164.99. The CPU is the Ryzen 7 2700, and it's $315.82. The Deepcool Captain 240 Pro AIO all-in-one liquid cooler is $129.99. Now the memory, different memory. Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gigabyte, 28gig6, dual channel mode, 3000 megahertz, CL15. So that's really good. And you should be easily be able to overclock that 3200 or tighten the memory timings on the 3000 and see which one's better. Like I said when I was talking about the US one, see which one better works best for you, and then use it that way. Now the Sorry, it's the graphics card. The graphics card. Power color, Red Dragon, Radeon RX 570, 4 gig version, $189.99, and that's because I know I want to get a better video card soon. Same NVMe boot drive. It's the Samsung 970 EVO Plus, 500 gigabyte, $169.99. And same storage drive, Kingston A400, 480 gigabyte SSD, $79.95. Now, I was talking about the Ryzen 3000. Let's just say that you decided that you may want to get a Ryzen 3000 when they come out. You're thinking, okay, I don't mind the rest of the build, but what would I do if I maybe wanted to get one? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. I would get the Ryzen R5 1600. Still get 6 cores, 12 threads. It's not as expensive as the 2600. Not quite as fast, but still good enough. And then when the 3000 comes out, you didn't spend a whole lot on your CPU. You probably get most of it back by selling it secondhand. And then you could put that money towards your Ryzen 3000 CPU that you decide that you want to get. Maybe a 3700 or a 3900 if there's such a thing. I don't know. I guess we'll have to look and see what's going on. But that's what I would do. I would go with the Ryzen 5 1600 because they are very inexpensive right now comparative to what they were whenever they first came out. And again, for the video, because I know I'm going to get something in the video for sure, 100% within the next 3 to 6 months. And that would be Navi with the equivalent of at least GTX 1660 Ti, as long as it's less expensive. If I can't find that, then I'll go with the NVIDIA card, the GTX 1660 Ti. Probably repeated myself on that one. But anyway, that's all that I have for today. If you like the video, thumbs up. Don't like the video, thumbs down. If you like the content, then please subscribe. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.